Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. We're here at Sensi6 in New York City, a benefit for Leket Israel. Let's take a closer look.
Thank you all for being here tonight. It's great to see all the familiar faces that have supported us through the years of Sensi. For those of you who are first-time Sensi comers, I just wanted to give a brief overview of what Sensi is and what it means. Sensi is an event that happens once a year. And what we do is we represent all 5 senses through a dinner, a wine tasting, an art auction, music, and a luxury raffle, which is our tactile component. We also introduce a 6th sense, which is the sense of giving. And that sense of giving comes through the organization that we choose. Most events that you guys probably go to are for the same cause every year. Sensi does it a little bit differently. Our event always follows the same formula, but the organization changes from year to year. Every year we look for an organization that sort of fits the bill. Myself and my co-chairs have always come to these organizations through either a personal connection or just a story we heard, someone we knew. But then the requests started getting a little bit overwhelming. So this past year, we're very proud that it was our first time where we actually formalized the process. We had an entire survey. We had 16 organizations apply to have Sensi benefit them. And we're very excited that we chose Leket Israel. The types of questions that we asked were about overhead, presence in the US, the core values of the organization, and what the mission is actually about. We were very impressed with Leket Israel. Leket provides food to 55,000 needy Israelis. Annually, Leket collects hundreds of thousands of meals and agricultural products by rescuing food from so many sources, and paired with the agricultural gleaning projects, Leket's work fills the most basic need, providing food to those below the poverty line, the IDF, and African refugees. In planning this event, the 3 of us were really inspired by Leket's green approach. The food tonight is farm fresh and market inspired. Many of the wines from Israel are organic, and the art is inspired by themes of nature. We hope you enjoy the program tonight, and without further ado, I'd like to introduce Joseph Gittler, founder and fearless leader of Leket Israel.
Maya, it was a great speech. Thank you for the introduction. And actually, you said about half my speech. So we're going to go from 2 minutes to 1 minute. Dear friends, thank you all for coming out this evening to Sensi6 in support of Leket Israel. 8 years ago, I was fortunate enough to found Leket on the simple premise that at a time when so many Israelis were struggling to put food on their table, how could we as a society allow mass waste of edible and healthy food? From humble beginnings, Leket Israel today is Israel's largest food rescue and food resource organization, supplying fresh and nutritious food to over 55,000 needy Israelis every day. We can't accomplish our goals without the help and support of friends like yourselves. As the auction part of the evening gets into full swing, let's ensure that Sensi6 is the most successful Sensi to date, and that all the pieces of donated Israeli art find new homes to hang in. I would like to take this opportunity to publicly thank the committees that did such an outstanding job putting Sensi6 together. Thank you as well to our generous sponsors who made Sensi6 a success even before the evening began. In order not to leave anyone out, I am not going to name anyone personally, except for the chairs of this evening. So chairs of this evening, where are you guys hiding? Maya, Cohen, Abitbol. Bravo, let's give a round of applause, Maya. Nicole, Katz, Kavana. There you are. Daniella, Kahane, Levy. Or is it Levy? I'm not sure which one it is. I really thank you for your dedication, patience, and persistence in making Sensi6 happen. And thank you for choosing Leket Israel as the beneficiary. May we all continue to do much good together. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Before we continue with the live auction portion of our evening, which I know everybody is super excited about, we're going to show a 2-minute video that Leket made to relay the issue in Israel.
We rescue, we service, we recruit, we educate, we feed, we care. Do you? Please support Leket Israel. $1 moves 33 pounds of food.
But hearing what you did, seeing what you did, it's hard for me to believe that in a very short 7 years? 8 years. Okay. You have built, with your team obviously, such an amazingly powerful and well-organized organization in Israel. We have so much to be grateful for that you have filled this void in Israel. And just to think that starting at 8 years ago, you began kind of the seedlings of this organization with one car, minivan, I don't know, and have grown it to thousands of volunteers all throughout Israel is really remarkable. So with that in mind, we really want to help you and help grow the organization. And we are so excited to be able to be the first event that you are throwing, first benefit event in the US. So thank you again for coming out tonight. And I know some people have been asking, well, where's the art? So I would like to invite you all to look around the room. Along this wall, along this wall, along this wall, along the back wall, behind the art, behind the wine, and along each one of our columns, we have placed the art. We managed to bring together over 60 artists to support this year's Sensi6. And what I have to tell each one of you about how special that contribution is, that each one of our artists has contributed their piece in full, which means that every single bid, every single dollar, 100% of that goes towards Leket Israel tonight. The artists do not receive a cutback or kickback. They have completely donated the piece to us, and we are very grateful to them for all of their generosity. So, without further ado, I would like to call upon our very talented auctioneer this evening from Christie's. He is the Vice President of Impressionism and Modern Art at Christie's, and we are so pleased to have him here tonight, Mr. Adrian Meyer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. When Daniella Kahane called me to tell me I'd love you to do this charity, I said, of course, with pleasure. I was very impressed by the cause she was defending, and when I heard more about the Leket organization. And when I arrived here and I had a look at the works of art on the walls, I was even more stunned by the good selection of those works of art. And she luckily introduced me to the curator of this evening's sale, who started speaking to me so well about each one of those works of art that I thought that she was the one who could only make the show by assisting me to sell each one of those lots, for which we are expecting a lot of your active participation. So please welcome our friend Ayelet Aldoubi, who will come and help me to describe each lot of this evening's sale. A former colleague, an Israeli art expert, and starting right away with lot number 1.
Shaya Zulai. Shai Zulai, this is a small work by him, but he's one of the most prominent Israeli artists right now. And he is a graduate of the MFA program in Tel Aviv.
And starting right away. It's hung just behind you on the column. It's a beautiful thing. You have to have a look at it. And for $1,500 only, $1,500 and $1,516. Thank you so much. At $1,600 on my right, $1,700 now. At $1,700, it's against you now. At $1,700, at $1,700, coming back in $1,800. Is that a bit, madam? At $1,800 now. It's against you for $1,800. Any further interest for $1,800? Are you coming back for $1,800? Any further interest for this first work of art for $1,800? Is that a bit, sir? For $1,800? Any more? Last chance. Is that a bit, sir? No, you sure? $1,800 then. Pass on to lot number 2. We love this.
There's so many events in New York City, and this event is really unique. You bring together art, culture, and all for an important cause. Why did you create this organization?
I think we created this organization because we felt that there was a need, that people would go to charity events and would leave not having any idea of what they actually gave to or feeling stimulated in the slightest bit. We wanted to make people feel something, and I think we tried to create that through a multisensory experience. Hopefully they'll leave here knowing A, what they gave to, and B, feeling uplifted.
And how do you pick what charity to give to?
So this year we actually did it a little differently than we've done it in the past. We have a formal survey process whereby the different organizations that are interested in having a Sensi event dedicated to them apply. We ask very pointed questions about their overhead, their operations, their cause, their mission, and then we basically deliberate on it and decide.
We like to choose organizations that we feel we can really make a difference with. So if an organization has a pre-existing committee that plans events for them and kind of has that support system already in place, we wouldn't think of choosing them because they don't need it as much. We choose organizations that the amount of money raised at a single event and the amount of awareness raised at a single event will actually make a difference for them.
And the arts and culture is an important part, especially in New York City. And you have so much incredible art around. How do you pick which artists and how do you get it all together?
Well, we have amazing curators and we work with very, very talented people that donate their time to our events and they help us choose the art. Through our connections, through their connections, we really find amazing people who are willing to give their art fully to the cause so that the organization makes the most money possible. And really the curators decide at the end who makes the cut.
We also like to build the curatorial kind of work around the organization that we've chosen. So this year we chose an Israeli organization and we specifically sought out Israeli artists to feature at our auction.
Last event was an organization based in Argentina, so we had Argentinian art. Every year, whether it's the food or the wine or the art piece, there's always something related to the organization.
And you literally had hundreds of young professionals here. And
Not just young professionals.
it's true.
We had a multi-aged event, I guess an ageist event, because we employ a Peter Pan crowd, which is an ageless crowd. Anybody who wants to come can come as long as they feel they will enjoy it.
And when you're promoting these events, and getting the word out, everyone has their own unique way. How did you actually get everyone to come out?
We really don't do anything. We just have our very strong following. We use the very basic, social media, email blasts. We don't pay for any advertisements. It's all through our networks and our hosting committee.
And where can people learn more about your organization?
Sensi6.org.
Well, thank you so much. As you can see, it was a fantastic event. This is our own Herman, and thank you for watching.